Now we've got Alice Tickell and Karaitiana Tickell, two separate submissions.
Yes.
Yep, all right. So Alice, let's hear your personal submission first.
Thank you.
3 minutes on that one.
Right, I'm just coming as a resident, so I thought I'd just start simply with who I am. So I whakapapa into Ngāi Tahu, Ngāti Māmoe Waitaha, and Ngāti Rekihu, which is in that area. So as a resident, I'm interested in the Kukupa Lodge, and we live in that community. In my submission, I've only put in a couple of points, and they're related to the fact that it's there in our community, and knowing a little bit about me is important. So I'll just tell you quickly. So I've come from a background of early childhood and primary teaching and social work, and at the moment counselling, and my youngest child's 21 and my oldest child's 40. So, and always been involved in education. So as a community resident, I've wandered around and talked to different people, fishermen and a variety of different people in the community, and I think there's a general sadness that not too much has really happened there for a long time. And we've walked through there with our dogs, and I have a lot of friends in the community who are very young children, and they have no idea what I do for a job, but I'm always questioning what they're interested in, and I think they feel very passionate that they'd like something to happen, and if they even got a skateboard ramp, they'd be excited. So so I'm coming from very much that place. Walking through there, it feels sad and lonely and left, and like the longer it gets left, the worse it becomes, and there's so much opportunity. And because in my work I experience such a huge amount of healing that happens in the environment, and I've just come from work now, and we've just, having children with their gumboots on in the puddles. So I think it's a beautiful opportunity to restore and to open up and allow those children that are already there as a community opportunity to share that place, as well as the environment and the people. So ask me some questions. I love them.
All right. There's time
Sorry,
for
I haven't got a PowerPoint or anything.
That's all right. That's no problem at all.
Yeah.
There's time for just one question, if indeed there is a question. Sarah.
What's the current state of the building?
If you walk past, it's got kind of wood all over the doors. It looks, it's just completely boarded up with nothing. I talked to an old fellow a few days ago, and he's very excited about opportunities for change, and told me a lovely story, which I said I won't share, but I will. He when I said I wouldn't share, I said I don't know that that's going to be appropriate, but he said, I parked my caravan there, and if it wasn't for being allowed to park my caravan there for a few years, then I wouldn't have bought this property and got to know what the Eastern Bays are like. And we've had a few parties in that hall, the fire's all right there, So I suppose the reason I wouldn't share that story, why I'm saying it, is because I think it's more than a place for parties. I think it's a place for regeneration of the spirit of the community. And from what I hear, because we went to the Centennial on a few weekends ago, listening to some of the stories of some of the things that have happened in the bay, and the fact that you've got a resource of the water and sailing. And one of my little clients that I've had a few weeks ago was sharing with me, he struggles in the school system, but he went to Akaroa and he had the opportunity to learn how to sail from a local person. And the highlight in his life and how that's changed. Just a simple act of having 3 days in the water, and he could do it, but the other kids couldn't because they just couldn't do that process. He's really hands-on. So I just think healing the water, the rongoa, the native bush. There's some beautiful plants in that place. There's a lot of it's overgrown, but the sooner that we got an opportunity to get restoring and get the community in, and us as a service, planting more rongoa, because it's full of kawakawa, and you could have pāhara kiki there and weavers, and yeah.
Indeed. No, thanks for outlining, the opportunity as you see it, and thanks for coming along and speaking to us on this today.
Yeah.
Thanks very much indeed for the submission.
Thank you.
So then finally for this